Oh, don't fall. All right, we have a special day planned for you guys. We are going to be going out to Lark, which is run by Matthew Simmons. He's part of Wolves and Warriors. We are gonna show you guys some wolves and coyotes today. So we're gonna be headed up there, show you how they do things, give a little bit of the story behind it, and then show you guys all the animals they have. But we have something else. So every month, we cut Kevin's hair. You've seen him in the past videos. He's the kennel tech and the guy that helps me with everything. Every month, we mess around with a different haircut for him. We've decided Kevin needs to get his California driver's license. So you guys get to pick his haircut. And it can be dye, it can be whatever. You guys get to comment below and we're gonna read the comments and then we're gonna pick one and we're gonna do it. And then he has to take his driver's license photo with it. So hold tight, we got a lot of fun stuff today. Yes, more forearm? Give me the forearm. There it is. Okay, so like I said, we are going to pick the haircut. But if you guys haven't met Penelope, she's one of our reverse rescue dogs, currently in rehab right now. She's paralyzed and has incontinence. She started to use her back legs a little bit, but Penelope is actually going to read the comments with us. So look out for her and meet our newest rescue dog. And let us know what you want to do here. Y'all ready for this?
So Lark is a place of healing first and foremost. So we have abandoned, neglected, and abused wolves, wolf dogs. We also branch out a little bit into California native wildlife. And of course, no sanctuary is complete without a couple horses that have terrible backstories.
Nice road, Matt. Not bumpy at all. This is Lockwood Lark. Y'all ready to see some wolves? Oh, I can never remember the gate code. What top left-hand corner. Hold on. We in, people. We in. Oh! Gatorade's going back. Oh, welcome to Lark. Yes.
By I mean a place of healing, what we focus here on Lark is chipping away at the parts of our heart that we lose as servicemen and combat veterans. We bring combat veterans here, we put them side by side with another veteran further along in the program. We support them, we work on family reunification, we work on clearing up some of their court cases, and while that's going on, many of those veterans get to go on a rescue with us, or get to go out and protect wild wolves with us. And in that transitional phase where an animal is so important to their recovery, that animal becomes something that they kind of want to speak out for or speak on.
What's up, beautiful? See? So it begins. Ooh, doggy. Ooh, doggy.
Jack, pull
Ooh,
up.
doggy. All right, we have officially pulled up at Lockwood Animal Rescue Center at Lark. And it's warm today, but it's real nice. Kind of smells like something's stanky. Hi, what is that? What is it? Hi, baby. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Many of the veterans who graduate the program go on to careers in animal control officers or working with Fish and Wildlife or, branching out into dog grooming services, working at vet hospitals. So it really gives them a chance to kind of alter the career of their lives. So they left as a husband, they came home as a combat veteran, they couldn't necessarily fit in a cubicle anymore, and we gave them a place to heal. And in that healing, they found their inner animal voice, and they've kind of trumpeted that to the world, whether that's the parrots, the wolves, the coyotes, the foxes, and gone on to have a better life with animals involved in their recovery.
Welcome back, sir.
What up, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Always stay with him. Let's see if we can get behind him. Ryder.
He likes Craig too. Craig's pretty cool.
Ryder. Might be too many people for him. Come on, Ryder.
Yeah.
Ryder. Ryder. Come on, bud.
What other kind of place would you just walk into a wolf enclosure and just be calling your wolf out to say, hey, come get some treats? So he'll explain it to you guys, but obviously this is the kind of thing that they do with their wolves, is that they're very in tune and very in touch with relationships with wolves.
And the thing about wolves is they don't generalize. So now that we've got a camera guy and we're in here with Tye, Ryder's kind of hanging out in the back. So we're going to throw him some treats, back out, let him work his way forward, and then we'll circle back around to say hi. Ryder. That's Luna. Here you go, Luna.
My favorite thing about being at Lark is when they start talking and they start howling. It is amazing. So it's not just healing animals, it's healing humans at the same time that, you know, have served and protected, which that's why we're such big supporters on veterans. That's why it was easy for me to connect with Matt as a friend, you know, all through besides just the rescue community. You know, when you put animals with humans, you guys know, as you have relationships, even with your pets at home, you tend to start to care for them even more and more as your relationship builds, and it can be a place of healing for you guys. So that's one of the amazing things about being here over at Lark.
And one thing that Tye hit on that I'll couple with is, you know, that's why the wolf is so important. So we've tried everything. We've shot at them, we've bombed their dens, we've killed them for no reason, we've hunted them out of season. We've done all these terrible things to get wolves off this planet. And what we don't understand is that wolves are the ones balancing this planet. If you're concerned with things like climate change, you're concerned with rampant wildfires, you're concerned with problems in the ecosystem, they can only be balanced by the wolf. We don't have some magic man-made machine to do it. So to support a healthy ecosystem, you have to have an apex predator. So it's not that I don't love the butterfly. It's not that the raccoon isn't important. I love them too, or the deer or the antelope or the Rocky Mountain sheep.
You are soft and cute like a butterfly and a raccoon. So
But in order to have all of those, you have to have an apex predator monitoring or managing the ecosystem.
That might be a good one to talk about. So if you guys haven't known anything about this or don't know much about Lark, it's actually where Matthew Simmons is of Wolves and Warriors. It's a show on Animal Planet. A lot to it. Do you guys have another season coming up?
We're not sure. I mean, they're thinking about Warriors and Wolves again, but in the meantime, we took our cameras behind the scenes. We're going to show you what it's like to actually rescue an animal from Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, and be part of the process of shedding him down.
Oh, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Oh yeah, I want to hear more about this. There you go. There's some wolves.
You gonna eat that, bud? Come on, Free. So this is the one that came to me. This is the one that came to me naked, with all the scabs on him, and they're like, "Oh, it's got to be mites. He has an autoimmune disease." Nicky.
Is that kind of the same place that they start to shed their coats when it gets different season changes?
Yeah, they blow from the same place. Hey, Free.
So, for any of you guys that don't know, with a wolf or like huskies or long-haired animals, they blow their coat when the season changes. That's what he means by blow their coat. So they'll actually shed a layer of their coat. It's just a seasonal change that all animals go through. So what he was saying, you can understand.
I want to say that. Nikki's what we call like a mid-content. So she's like half wolf, half dog, but she's all like serial killer girl. Meaning any other female dog that's around, she's a real problem. Come on, you want to come say hi to the guys? You want to be a flirt? Come on. Say hi to Tye. Good girl.
See, so with what Matt was saying, the wolf that's in there with this one in particular, it's $72 a day to take care with meds and everything like that. So if you guys want to support, we're going to put the link down below. So subscribe, like, but support. That's the biggest part of it.
And this is the guy right here. If you want to get him without chain link, you can stand right here.
Ooh.
We'll get Free.
Get up in there, Brian.
Pretty. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, Free. Good boy. Turn around backwards. Come on, Freddie. And that's why we do so much to protect wild wolves. That's why we push our organization to the brink. through December and March with combat veterans going out to protect wolves in the wild. And the idea of having a sanctuary is great. And there are many sad stories here that have gotten a lot better. And I've provided a great life to the animals that live here. But my job is to go out of business. My job is to make sure that animals stay in the wild and that exotic animals are not used as credit cards, as chess pieces, as sellable items. And that's something I've focused on for years, and that's something we do here at Lark. This is your girl. Wow. This is your girl, and she's only 14 months old.
Oh,
come on,
dear
Tye.
God.
I rescued her from an abandoned house in a tow yard. Look at the size of her feet, dude. She's just a baby. Oh, she's just a baby. She'll be perfect with Goliath.
How long
right?
have you had her?
What about 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
4 or 5.
You jump and hug like a bear.
Come on, Tye. She's perfect for you.
She's beautiful. I don't know if I have a doghouse big enough.
We'll make you one.
It comes with that size doghouse.
Look at that face.
It's not fair. It's not fair to keep a dog in a sanctuary. She's just a baby too, so she's gonna get bigger.
She acts like a baby.
But if you can help me adopt her,
Absolutely.
she's not easy. This is the oldest breed on the planet. These guys allegedly are 5,000 years old. These are the Armenian Gumpers.
Yeah, they come from, I was gonna say.
So these are supposed to be 5,000-year-old breed. So
See, and that's a big difference. We had a dog named Lupe that was a Caucasian Shepherd. A lot of times people confuse Caucasian Shepherds with Gampers, and then they think that they know what they are until you actually see a big Gamper right in front of you, girl.
the last oldest dog breed right there.
Do you want to tell them just a little bit of what an apex predator is?
Sure. So an apex predator, by definition, is the top of the food chains. What a wolf does that's so important is not actually to eat animals in his environment, but to move animals in his environment. So the wolf's most important job is being a coursing predator. What a coursing predator does is he comes down from the mountains into the valley. There's a herd of antelope there. There's a herd of moose there. His job is to move them, not necessarily to eat them. And the reason he wants to move them is because if the moose left unchecked, they'll eat the grass all the way down to the ground, and then the sheep won't have something to eat. Or they'll rub the bark off the trees, and the trees will die, and the birds won't have a place to live. So by being an apex predator, your most important job is like you're this go manager, and you're going through the forest to balance the forest by moving animals from point A to point B, so that the grass can grow back, so that the trees can stay healthy, so that the stream beds stay clean. What we do know scientifically is that Yellowstone was a park. It was a park with a couple geysers and some trucks running around. It did not become a living ecosystem until they introduced the wolf. Once the wolf started balancing Yellowstone, it became a living ecosystem. It became such a strong ecosystem that it started growing and impinging on private land outside of Yellowstone. And that's where we get into some of the problems with wolves on private land, or buffalo on private land, or elk on private land. Because what we've done is we've created this wonderful living ecosystem that doesn't understand fences, doesn't understand the difference between Montana and Idaho, doesn't understand that the Bitterroot goes all the way to Canada. And that's what's so important about the wolf, is that they bring life to where they live. And we've been told these stories about the little kids and grandma and all that. Well, those were told kids by people with belt buckles on their hats that founded this country who wanted to be in the cattle business. It's not a factual thing. Wolves are the only animal in our ecosystem that will starve themselves. In other words, they won't eat and they'll fall aside in order to avoid a conflict. So for us to call them the big bad wolf is a little ridiculous, and that's why we wear the wristbands that say, I love the big bad wolf. Meaning we're gonna take the big bad out of wolf.
Dude, this came out nice.
We wanna go swimming. Well, we're gonna put one next door to this.
We're about to build a pond next week. Look how cute, what is this? So, this is one of their newest additions. Baby raccoons.
Working with California native wildlife. Hi.
I love their little noises. I grew up around raccoons in Iowa. Oh, what are you grabbing? What are you grabbing? Ouch! What are you grabbing? What are you grabbing? So you see how they're holding on? This is how they would hold on to their mom when they're in the wild. So all of them pile on a lot like a possum. They hold on like this so that they can hold on to their mom until they get big enough. Okay. I won't let you go. Okay. Oh, yes.
I was gonna do it bad. Right?
Look. You want to go there? Okay. I thought you were going to the thing, not my face.
No, your face is much more interesting.
Okay. Oh, are you going up? There we go. Yes. Good job. Wow. So they were tiny when you first got there. Now remember, like I said before, they're very, very cute, but these are not pets. Anytime that you see them in the wild too, a lot of people don't know, if you find a raccoon that's been left, you want to leave them there at first. Unless they're hurt, then you can call animal fish and game or animal control. But most raccoons that maybe fall or get lost, if you leave them there for the day, the mom will come back to them. You want to see the birds, Brian? Get over here. Okay, this is a real special treat. He has birds too. You want to see some birds?
Yeah.
Let's see some birds. Oh.
Fine, go over there.
I just had to grab the up there.
Say hi. Hi, Jester. Hi. Say hello. Jester, can you say hi, Parker? Hello. This is Jester, and that's Tango.
Those guys
Tango.
crack like a...
Where'd they come from?
So they're both rescued. So Jester came from a garage in an abandoned house in Topanga, I think it was. And Jester lived in a home.
I'm out of that.
The owner eventually became allergic to bird dander and couldn't keep him anymore. Come on. So what you can see with the wolves, you see how they move on their feet? So you can show the kids at home, they're a little nervous, they're kind of prancing around. The reason they walk on their toes that way is they're like ballerinas. So they're digitarians, which means they move on the tips of their toes. See how they're in accelerated state? How their ankles are real stiff and they're up on their toes? So that's fight or flight. Whether you're gonna fight or you flight, you get up on your toes. See how she moves like a horse? See how she's trotting? So that's part of being a digitarian and being up on your toes. And their behavior right now is, okay, they're not super comfortable with us being here. They want to kind of move around the out. Now what you're going to do is, once we step out of here, where we were right here, you'll zoom in on the camera, and you'll watch them. They'll immediately come here and scent roll and check it out and try to evaluate who we are. What they're thinking now is, are you related to me? How did you get here? Everything in their world is based on breeding and relationships. So they're wondering how you and I are connected. So they're going to check my smell against your smell.
Does that fall into the whole pack mentality? The whole alpha with the pack?
And that's why it's so hard to build packs of unrelated animals that live together. And that's why we allow the animals to select their partners here. We do it in a very safe way, but we also keep dogs outside the enclosure to represent the rest of the pack, the goofballs, the crazy uncles. And what that does is it makes them a tighter unit inside because they're pushing aggression and they're pushing attention outside the enclosure.
So you guys have heard about this. Matt, it's been amazing you having us here and showing us everything, but I gotta ask. Matt has something coming out on Animal Planet this month that has to do with Joe Exotic. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about this. Take the floor. What is this? What is going on? Tell me about it. I need to know.
So basically in May of 2018, we went to rescue, well, actually in April of 2018, we went to rescue some wolves from a woman who was running a pet and play, pet pelt and play. So basically you would pet the puppies when they're young, when they got big, she would sell their body parts in the gift shop. She decided to ship them all to this crazy guy in Oklahoma and violate a court order, a guy by the name of Joe Exotic. So I never knew about Joe Exotic, I never knew what he was. So about 3 months prior to his arrest, we were there with cameras and a court order to remove the wolves from his custody. And while there, I kept telling Animal Planet, I said, this whole thing's gonna fall apart. This is like a deck of cards. I feel terrible. And as we walked around, we saw these 2 female lionesses in a 10 by 10 with half the roof ripped off, who were just, you know, shuddering and kind of in the corner. And I felt like they would be the next ones to go. They would be the next ones to die. So with the cameras, we went ahead and we rescued these 2 lions. I found them a forever home in Oregon where they can run on grass and be well taken care of. And all of that has come to light now, and they're doing an entire episode about the dedicated veterans and the dedicated rescue work we do. You and I talked a little bit before. I want to help with Roxy, a dog. So I get called in a lot, and sometimes there's a lion, a wolf, a bear, and a dog. And that's why my relationships with you are so important, because a lot of times those are kind of like big nasty dogs, like Roxy, who's a Gumper. So we were able to rescue the lion, we're able to rescue the tiger, we put them in parent sanctuaries, we do all the medical, we take our hospital there. A lot of the wolves come to Lark or go to some of our partners as well, but it's really important to establish relationships. And that's why my relationship with you is so important. I brought you some really crazy dogs in the past, and I'm hoping you can take care of Roxy as well.
Oh yeah.
And Surviving Joe Exotic, July 25th, 7 o'clock on the West Coast, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. You're gonna get to see everything I saw behind the cameras that wasn't part of the original series, Warriors and Wolves. You're gonna know why it's so important to not breed lions, tigers, bears, exotic animals in captivity, and to understand that cub petting is not conservation. And we'll talk more about that on the show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look out for that. I know I'm excited for that, because anything that you do has a little bit of spice behind it, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So thank you so much. Check out Tye's feed, or I guess you're on his feed. Check out my feed, and understand that wolves are an important part of the ecosystem, and man's best friend came from a wolf. So you're all tied to it.
Yeah. So we will put all the stuff in the description below. Check it out. Go check out Matt. Check out Lark. Warriors and Wolves. Look out for it. July 25th as well. It's going to be good.